So welcome. And by show of hands, who here wants to make more money this year with less time? Hands to the camera. Hell yeah, we're in the right room. And hands to the camera, who wants to master the power of building relationships? Yes, and do you only want to gain more attention, connect with more people, but also keep them? Keep these people in your network and retain their loyalty, right? We're on the same page? Excellent. So there's no doubt that in our business, marketing is handled by Walter, right? He brings people in and he engages people in, and marketing is all about getting attention. Good or bad, doesn't matter, doesn't make any difference, because really love is so close to the hate. So love me or hate me, now you know me. We know this is the mantra of Uncle G, and hate is just a twisted form of love. So in our community, Walter does that. But what do you do after you've met someone, after you got their attention, after you got their content and contact information? So I'll say it one more time. Business, after all, is nothing more than a bunch of human relationships. So today in our workshop, I'll show you how to grow your relationships, increase client base, earn the lifetime loyalty, consistency, and turn your sales tasks in your activity into a satisfying process that you love. That's because we want to enjoy our business. We want to love talking to people and add value to them and bring them into our network and keep them. So I'm going to share also the tips and strategies of meaningful connections and effective follow-up. And you can use them in your business. You all heard that the money is in the follow-up. So let's activate the chat. I see it's already active, but let's give a little bit more heat and drop in the chat what kind of business you're in and who is your ideal client. So why do I share this slide? You guys see the game? Who remembers that game? Hence the camera. Success, in my opinion, and that's what I've seen so far, is no more than like a video game. You do the right thing, you get to the next level. Recently, I just read the book, The One Thing, and Gary Keller shares that quote: success is doing the right thing, not doing everything right. In the United States, where rules are just laid out for you, you can use the land of opportunities and the land of prosperity. You do the right thing, you get to the next level, you follow the right process, you get awarded, you obey the systems and the rules, you go up a notch in the game. So there's never been a better time to advance in the game and get the right actions and use the resources and use social media and leverage tools and people. Maybe some other countries, actually, it doesn't work this way, but trust me, in America, it's like you're so blessed to be here. Just take the right actions, bullet train, right, Terry, you always go after the right actions and you go to the next level and then to the next level and next to the next level. But what do you do when you don't have a network, when you have nobody, right? And you may move to a new town, you may move to a new city, or maybe you move to a new country. Now, I was born and I was raised in a small town of Russia, and my American story began in 2010 when I came to the United States for an adventure and to go to college. I had to have a plan B for sure. When I arrived to Boston, I only knew one person who actually a few months later was also gone. I was totally left on my own, and to say the first year that was challenging is to say nothing. It was really a time of survival, working full-time under the table because I couldn't really full-time, actually use an English dictionary for every class I had to take to understand is asset and liability and so on, and depreciation and so on. And I really paying the classes out of pocket from the cash that I got serving tables and not even thinking about buying Starbucks. And you guys how much I love it. And of course, I lived, like a cool story goes, it's true, I lived in the basement for 3 years, surrounded by a couple of mice and a bunch of centipedes, which that was fun. I was not alone at this point. And 3 months like that, the first year was tough. So why? I didn't have a network and I didn't know anybody. So I knew that I needed people and I needed my network. I really had to do something about it, and knowing how ambitious I am and how inspired I am to do good. I grew up in a small town, poor, so I felt like I was catching up in the United States. Like, okay, now it's the time, now let's go. And I got even like a nickname, I want more. And some people were encouraging me to do that, and some people were like a little bit upset that I want more. Like, why do I want that? Like, well, I did. So, and I think in this room we have everybody who really just wants more. That's why we're always learning. That's why we keep growing and growing, doing it together. So ask and it shall be given to you, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be open to you. So we all heard that. It's about keeping an open mind. I began my search on who and where. Anybody has an idea where those people were, you can drop it in the chat. Why I was searching for people and where did I find them? Well, I'll give you a nudge. Other people's networking events. Yep, Jennifer, real estate meetups. So other people's networking events. So that was my first event. I remember it just like it was yesterday. I was in Boston Library, 2010, and the event was with MPI, a Meeting Professional International. So I studied at the time events, hospitality. And I remember I couldn't even afford the ticket. It was $80. Somehow sneaked through a life changing. There was a bunch of CEOs. It was the right room. It was best professionals in the industry. I had to find a way to connect with the right people and even to find a way how to serve them. And be mindful, out of my class, out of 30 people, only 2 people showed up to this event. And, how often do we show up for ourselves? Really, sometimes we think it's not a big deal and we don't go, but 80% of success is showing up. Hands to the camera. Have you heard that before? 80% of success is showing up. So you got to show up for yourself, and you got to show up and meet those professionals. So what happened to me, I met the woman, a director at the time of a Newport Yachting Center. Some of you are from Rhode Island. I got an internship from my first ever networking event. Why? Because I was open-minded, because I talked to the right person. Against all the odds, I showed up. When someone gave me a business card of that woman, it felt like someone gave me $1,000 at that time. I feel like, oh my God, this is my golden chance. I'm gonna do so well. What happened next? I had to follow up. And what I did, I had to Google the best ways to follow up by email after networking event. I spent 3 hours crafting my first email. And how many of you guys, double check and make sure that your email is perfect? And sometimes we skip that. Sometimes we don't really look at our grammar. First impression is so important because it can be super lasting. So I Googled for 3 hours and I crafted the email. I got it. That was an epiphany for me. I showed up to the room of other people's, work. They just put it together for me. And I showed up and I made sure I followed up, professional email. And I think you can do it. I think anybody can do it. You just jump in the car and go to an event. How many of you had one person who could change your life? You met them at the event. Have you had that before? You met one partner that altered the way of your career, or you got that dream job, or you got that amazing advice. Just one person could make the whole difference. Fast forward, I switched to real estate. And I remember my first real estate event. I felt like I'm a fish without a water because I didn't know what to do and what to say. It was actually Black Diamond in Worcester, Massachusetts in 2015. It was crazy, but right then I got offered the chance to bird dog. You guys familiar with this term, bird dog? So I was able to actually help someone to look for deals. And I was connected to this person. And you guys know this person, Nick Arlott. Nick Arlott, who used to run Black Diamond, Mitch Walter, you guys know this guy. Other people's networking events are great to start, and you can find them on Facebook events, meetups, like Jennifer dropped in the chat, LinkedIn, great places to look for. One advice I would give you about other people's networking events, is come early, leave late, and meet host. Meet the host like Walter did one day. He was showing up to Boston Rio early, like the first person to show up and the last person to leave. You know what happened? He now is the host for Boston Rio. He's been running Boston Rio for now over a year because he showed attention, he helped, he added value. It was just in the universe that, you know, the law of boomerang, it came back to him. And that beautiful result of him now being seen and helping the community grow. And while at the event, listen to other people, you know, ask the question, what is your story? You know, it's the most favorite topic of each person to talk about themselves. So what about you? Tell me your story. And you're not asking, what do you do for business? You're really asking like, you know, what's your business? You know, what do you do? It's like, what's your story? Let them decide what they want to share with you. Maybe they don't want to talk about the business. They want to talk about how they got here. Oh, my friend just invited me, or I was blown away by the marketing and I needed to be here. And what I do is this. To finish off this particular subject of other people's events. Now, imagine you collected a bunch of cards. What do you do? Like, what do you do with this card? Do you throw them away? Do you type each person's name into your spreadsheet? Email them like, okay. So here's a couple of tips how to do it. When you take a card, make sure on the back of the card, you make a little note. Carry a pen, like bold, red jacket, I don't know, Fall River, weird glasses, nice suit, blue shirt, anything that you can memorize yourself with that person, because it helps you tremendously. When no one else emails that person, but you do, and you say like, you know, it was nice meeting you. I know you're from Fall River, what do you do? You will then take all of this card, you put them in front of you on the desktop, take a picture, send it to Fiverr, and the same day you'll get a spreadsheet of all the contacts that you can now email, add it to your CRM, or find them on Facebook. You know, leverage. Don't sit there and type one by one. That's a waste of your time. But when you take a picture, send it to a Fiverr or another person who can help you put them quickly together. This is going to save you time, and this is automation. Now, the second thing, that's what Walter loves doing, is getting a selfie with a person and text them that picture right away, right there. So the next day, you can spend 30 minutes texting the same people. Hey, it was nice meeting you, and so on. And finally, you know, you guys seen some apps. You can scan the card. The card will be right in your contacts, and you can later on go download the whole list of people and plug them into CRM. So these are the kind of like the way how you can quickly follow up after other people's events. And some people will fall off, but you will know who's the key contact. Is that good so far? Okay. So write it down, other people's networking event. It's a cold crowd. It's a new community. You just got to be bold. You got to be proactive. Now, what's better? What can be better than your networking event? You guys can take a second to find yourself. This is a beautiful picture from our summit, your networking event. It's the power of association. In my world, when you're doing your very first event, it's so important to partner up. And we have perfect examples of Chris Bazilian. He is running cigar nights. You know, Walter used to run them a while back. Now, Chris took over. You already had that credibility, already had that core group, and now it's like 60, 70, 80 people show up. It's amazing. Kim Rodriguez and Nicole and Ryan, they do it together. We have, again, Walter with Boston Rio. And for myself in 2017, I had Eric Balling. You guys probably heard of him before. We started a multifamily investor network meetup. We started with 13 people, which then grew into over 3,000 people overall as a group, with one of the largest events of 230 people showing up in one time, in one room, in which we're going to be in 2 days. How do you get all the right people? You're going to pay attention to everyone. You know, step up, get out of the comfort zone, book a venue. Imagine meeting everyone at the door. You're going to have face-to-face with every single person and get them into iPad or computer and have them type their name Don't do the paper. It's a lot of work. iPad, come early, leave late, do the first, last name, email. Now you got them. You can drop them into CRM, MailChimp, Event, spreadsheet, whatever it is. It's just the best way you become an authority in the market, because you're going to pick your event, you're going to scatter all the meetup, you're going to pick the day nobody has an event on it, and you can collaborate with other hosts, and you can collaborate with people you trust. Having great speakers at the event will grow your network tremendously. Hey, I see Kim Rodriguez having like 89 people register last time. This is crazy. It's her third or fourth time, and it's amazing. I see Kim Harvey, she's networking everywhere and creating her little meetups at the barn, getting all the ladies together. It's crazy. It's like, it's working. We're now like over 40 women together. And I know she's really busy. Kim, we love you. Women are connected and they want to go to those events again and again. These are so far the networking events, that's how it worked for me. Are you guys with me so far? Okay, maybe one of you or two or three or five will be encouraged to start getting into your own networking events. I think it's rewarding. Again, becoming an authority and also collecting all names into your network will give you a lot of business opportunities, because you become a super connector. People call me, oh, Darina is a connector. She's a glue. If I'm bringing people together, who can I think of first? Darina, because I provide an opportunity for people to make business, grow together, and also generate income. So how do you connect with your ideal audience and ideal clients? Maybe you can go to a networking event, or it's COVID. We had some other situation. So in this way, you can go to social media. And that is my other favorite place to be. Social media has some rules. Let's look at demographic real fast for now. Drop in the chat, what's your favorite platform that worked for you, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. What is your preferred way to connect with cold and warm audience? Okay, so absolutely, that will be available. So, a demographic is important, because at the beginning of this presentation, we ask each other, okay, what's your business and who is your ideal client? Because your ideal client might be hanging on Facebook, or maybe they're on Instagram. Maybe they're high, and so they're definitely on Instagram because they love the pictures, the images. If they love longer posts, they may go to Facebook. So like Twitter may be your thing. We're not so much on Twitter, but we are a lot on LinkedIn, a lot of professionals. And LinkedIn tends to have older generation, like after 30 and more professional. So if you are a lender, if you're an attorney, those could be like super ideal clients. If you are on Facebook, we're actually going to spend some time on Facebook, because it seems to be the most popular platform, or the most effective for many. General rules I would like to share here, though. How do you build your network through social media? So there's a couple of rules. When you connect with the cold audience, you gotta be a little bit careful, because Facebook wants us to be all friends. Facebook, LinkedIn, and bigger pockets, they want to prevent any type of spamming. It's just a general rule of thumb, how many cold messages a day you can send. First of all, optimize your profile, have your real face, have your real name. Make sure you post videos and activities with your family and friends. It's a lifestyle. And often our business is our lifestyle. So how do we present that? How do we engage? I've read an article the other day where Facebook marketer was showing the ratio of 4:1, meaning you're going to post 4 posts about your business and then 1 fun with the family, vacation, puppy, horse, whatever you have, whatever is your favorite, and then back to 4 engaging business related posts. And those could be, I'll show you examples later, just a question, just a statement, just a positive quote, whatever you think your audience, your network, your right client would want to see. I would also suggest that you want to consider 90 seconds rule. And 90 seconds rule is that within 90 seconds, you got 0 likes, 0 comments, 0 engagement, delete that, because Facebook will do it for you if you don't do it. If you got no engagement, then your Facebook will drop that post all or down, somewhere down. Nobody will have it. And just do something else, repost again. That's just gonna help you with Facebook algorithm and engage with other people, commenting by liking messages. Facebook groups are extremely powerful because they have your right client. Who is my right client, for example, is Alchemist Nation Facebook group, plus my favorite ideal client is Alchemist Mentorship Facebook page. I'll dive into that in a little bit. How do I keep in touch with everybody? But here, with growing your network, find a couple of Facebook groups or LinkedIn groups that you love and start reaching out using this rule of thumb of, no more than 30, 40 messages on Facebook, no more than 20 messages on LinkedIn. And we're talking about cold messages. If someone is friends of yours, you can message as many as possible. If it's your friend, if it's someone new, Facebook will block you. Facebook will give you warnings. You will be blocked from forums on bigger pockets. Like, there's so many rules. Just be careful. You can send 5 messages on one platform, give it a 10 minutes break, another 10 messages, another platform, 10 minutes break. This is kind of like a technical part, and ask me how I know it. For the last 3 months, I've been working with an amazing team of virtual assistants. We have a sales team now, virtual assistants. Each of them have a set of group, have patient, and they all building connections and relationships with those networks. And we've tested a bunch of different things on how to make sure that all our leads, all our potential dream customers and dream clients seeing our messages, but also liking our messages. And the Facebook also likes us for doing that. So make sure you don't copy paste. You want to type authentic message. Anything you share on Facebook or any other platforms, do not drop the link to an outside website, because Facebook, again, what they're gonna do is drop it down. You guys with me so far on Facebook? Yes, we're moving along. I love it. Hell yeah. I'm gonna share a couple of super good engagement posts that you can use to attract your ideal client. For example, this is actually Diana. She is on my team, posted a simple question and she got 67 comments, and that was a few days ago. 7 comments already. Now we have Mitch Durfee. He posted a question, about the market. He got 46 comments. Again, getting attention, getting retention. So now what Diana and Mitch are going to do, for every person who commented, they're going to reach out to that person. They're going to ask what they're looking for. They're going to ask the right questions. What's their goal in real estate? What's their goal for 2022? What market are they in? What are they missing? What course are they looking to attend? What has been their biggest success so far? What has worked for them? All kinds of engagement that you can follow up. And all of my VAs actually now keep spreadsheets and they track all the comments. So we are creating a huge database. But that's where you kind of go into the next level of let's get a lot of people. Again, me personally, it's 200 lovely people so far. Alchemist mentorship program with whom I communicate weekly, daily. Another set of examples. I want to show you something funny that Walter posted the other day. We have a funny question. This is when you go outside of your business, but you post something funny that's not related to business, and he gets a ton of engagement. And then you can see I posted something and I got 13 comments, 28 likes. And I want you to pay attention to this YouTube link that we drop. Anybody notice there's only 4 comments? Why? Because Facebook doesn't want to be friends with YouTube. If, for example, we only had the image, we would be fine. But because we shared the link, which is outside of Facebook, then we instantly lost viewers. Probably want to delete that. Now, anything you do, you want to be consistent with your logo, branding, with your slogan, with your vision, with your presence, and also how often do you actually post the stories, and how often do you go live on Facebook or any other platform? Because people will have some certain expectation and they will get addicted, which is good, right? So we want to be consistent all across the platform, sharing one message, one thing, and keep our clients engaged. I want to share now what I do with my warm audience. So far, this is always great ways to engage with cold clients. Warm audience. I love Facebook Messenger because I can see the history of our conversations for a very long time, for over a year now. Connecting with Alchemist students, members, mastery students has been my number one thing, number one priority. So Facebook was a good place for me to be because I could see what I've talked with that person 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 months ago, and so on and so forth. What was the history of that conversation? And now we are shifting a lot of that into Alchemist Nation, which is really, really cool. Who agrees that Alchemist Nation is amazing. If you are not there yet, we'll drop a link later on. And in fact, we have 98% retention on Alchemist Nation, which is super exciting. Mentorship and mastery members. For a long time, I want everybody to have a problem when they have too many good clients, too much to follow up, too much to do. So then you can go into automations. But if you have 100 dream clients, members, students, or customers, or 200, use your cell phone, use your personal time to follow up. What I would do 2 days a week as I dedicate to my one thing. I dedicate 3 hours a day, and I would text everyone. And I would text using my phone, and I would do 100 a day, and then the next day I'll do another 100. And that could be any question like, hey, how are you doing? It could be, what's the goal? Oh, I see you had a contract, you had a house under contract last 2 weeks ago. How's it going? Because I could see what they told me 2 weeks ago. Follow up on that and follow up on that. Like, it's like a constant conversation with every single person. 6 hours a week doing that has gotten us love and respect, and we were able to show real care for our community. Even sometimes Walter would tell me, Dorina, when was the last time we talked to everybody? I'm like, oh, it was 2 weeks ago. Oh my God, okay, I'm blocking, don't talk to me. I'm blocking 2 hours right now. I'm gonna text everyone. And sometimes what I do is I do video texting. So I'll do the video, and Facebook Messenger gives you a limit of 30 seconds. So it's even better because you only have 30 seconds. So how many videos in 2 hours can you send to every person? Hey, how are you doing? I just want to check in with you. I see that you had a contract signed. How's it going? Hey, Missy, I didn't see you on Saturday call for 2 weeks. I hope you're good. That's it. We are there on Saturday calls every Saturday. I just see everybody. If someone is not showing up consistently for like now 3 weeks, it's like, what's going on? It's my moral and ethical duty to do that because now I feel I'm connected. I want to take care of that person who disappeared. Like the other person, like he's been in Mexico for 4 weeks. I'm like, thank God, like everything's okay because I didn't see a particular person in like 4 weeks. So another way to add value to each other when you do a video introduction, there's like 29 seconds, right? You can do just connect someone with this quick video instead of typing the whole thing or emailing. You just connect them on Messenger by saying into your camera, this is Walter and this is Justin, and I think you should know each other because blah, blah, blah. That has been my best way to stay engaged. If anything comes up, an event, if it's a mastery event, I have 34 people there. I can take the time to text everybody separately, right? It's only 34. I want a problem of 200 people and 300 people. I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. 34 people, I can do that. With mentorship students, we have a network event coming up. I can text everybody. And then I support myself with a bunch of different CRMs. Yes, I send emails. We have email marketing. We have automations going on. We have text campaigns. This is all great. But a client wants to see you, and as you build your network, you want to be super valuable to them. You would want to allocate the time to personally respond. Are you guys with me so far? Hands to the camera. Yes. Okay. Here's the secret. This is the last section of our workshop. This is all about the mindset from millionaires. And why would you say so? Have you ever been to the event that has changed your life and you were at this event with someone else and now you're bonded? Now you are like best friends. You know, I met Walter Morella, I met Mitch, I've met Fabio, I've met Kim Rodriguez at MMI, The Secrets to the Millionaire Mind. We are friends forever because we learned together, we became each other's partners, we had an epiphany together, we had an aha moment together. So imagine you do something like that with your client. Learning together with your client, with your partners, can really put you on the same page, can really elevate the energy, can clarify the culture of the company, and can bond you and put you on the same mission. You guys know 100 millionaires coming up? Yes. Who is going? Show me some love. Who is going to the 100 Millionaires? Yes. So the 100 Millionaire Summit. I would love everyone to see you there with your clients, with your ideal customers, with your network. Once you are vulnerable with someone, it connects you on a deeper level. It shows your heart. It shows your emotions. It refurbishing, changing your mindset. And at the 100 Millionaires, you commit to a lot of things. You commit to become a millionaire. You commit to become multimillionaire, and you have your client to do the same. You have your partner to do the same. You have your spouse. It's also your partner. You know, it's human relationships. You commit together. Now you hold each other accountable. This is the ultimate strategy. It's the mindset for millionaires. It's how you can shine and stand out. So to summarize today, again, be you and focus on your business and who's your ideal client, because once you identify your ideal client, it will ease in the path to get to the right network, because you know where to look for them and where they congregating. Now, number two, make sure you go to other people's events. Be bold, be proactive, be brave. Even if you're new to the country or you're new to the town or a state of Florida, go and meet the people and use this process of getting their information and quickly plugging them into your CRM. Number three, start your own meetup. It could be virtual, it could be a Facebook group, it could be a power of association. You can collaborate with other experts in the area, which will then make you an expert. And explore social media. That's number four. Facebook, other platforms that may work for you. BiggerPockets is amazing for agents and real estate investors. Use the tips and tricks from this presentation. Again, we'll share, and make sure you just respect the rules of Facebook or Instagram. Just be friends with them. Just think of what that platform wants you to do. And if you're in a particular group, think of what that admin wants you to do and how to respect the rules and all the members add value. And finally, number five is really come to the summit. So this is it for me. Follow me on Facebook, and I would love to open up to questions and concerns.
So I had a couple questions for the summit. So I was looking on the three plans, and the third one, we can bring a guest with us.
VIP, you can bring a guest, but they don't end up with a VIP ticket. They get a general seat.
Okay, general seat. Got that. But now, if I were to sign up like today or within the next week, do I have to put their name in now? I can do anything.
Yeah, just you can pick them anytime, as long as you let us know a couple of weeks in advance so we can make sure we're prepared for them.
Okay, great.
Actually, these are Doreena's answers. I'll let her do it.
Okay.
Well, I actually didn't know that we could bring a guest for free, but yes, with VIP ticket, I think we can do it. And closer to the event, I'll be preparing all the name tags and the list of who's coming. So as long as we clear on that, then yes. And VIP is only open for 30 seats. We already have 3 tickets sold, so it's being taken, and it's gonna be amazing because it's not only lunch with Walter coaches and speakers on Saturday. We're actually adding an additional training day on Thursday only for VIPs, approximately from 10 till 4. It will be Walter, what do you call it? Business development.
It's primarily going to be leadership. This is for the people who are really playing at a higher level. They're building teams. It's about leadership, culture, management, just how to really get the most out of your people.
Yes. So, and then we have executive, which is just really a better seating and a couple of merch and executive, and the general is just
You sit in the back.
well, you're still in the room. It's not like we're not at 10,000 people yet. You're with everybody.
You got to earn the front seats. You sit in the back if you're in general.
Yeah. Good question.
And then, will you have any PowerPoints or any links for what you went over tonight that we can access?
So what we're going to do is everyone on Alchemist Nation, hopefully everybody. So we'll create a course, and I will share some links from where I researched, like for example, follow-up emails samples. They're really good because it's like if this and that kind of type, plus demographics on social media, and a couple of more slides that I used. Yeah, everything will be on Alchemist Nation. I think within a couple of days we'll have it.
In fact, I'm going to build the course right now and I'll drop the link in about 5 minutes. There will be nothing available. Just make sure that you register. I may charge for this course. Who thinks I could charge for this course in the future based on everything she's going to put inside of it?
Yeah, but everybody who showed up, you guys have a grandfather.
I'll get this done now.
Thanks for showing up.
And I have to say, you had mentioned about the business cards and how to take a picture and send it to, is it Fiverr? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, it's Fiverr, but it's just one of those. There's a double R at the end. It's just one of those. Right. I literally, like, I lay them down in front of me. I take a picture like that, and I send it to them. And by the end of the day, I have like everything.
I love it. I mean, it's just the automation. I didn't know about that, so that was huge. That was very helpful. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's give Melissa a round of applause.
I have a question, Marina. Sweetheart, how do you do your text blasts? What program or app do you use?
So for the text, I know Walter and Ron mostly doing the text blasting, and it's Text Magic, right? Is that the one? So Text Magic is used because it gives you a little app where you can respond from it. So it's not just going somewhere and you like lost them. Once you send out 100 messages, 2,000 messages, people can respond and you can respond back to them. So it's called Text Magic.
Thank you. Awesome.
Let me drop it in chat.
And the reason I use Text Magic is you can respond back. Most of the automated texting systems just send out a text and people can't text you back, which is useless. You really need to be able to build deep relationships. So you have to manage that Text Magic number. Way easier to do on Text Magic than any other platform I played with. And Ron and I have spent our time figuring out which platform to text from.
Dorina, I have a question. Do you, if we're part of the mastery, do we get the conference, the millionaire conference? Is that part of it, or do we need to register separate?
That is an additional ticket. So for the 100 Millionaire Summit, everybody who is in mastery, you get first, you know about it. You're getting in part of these calls, but you definitely want to lock in your price now because every ticket for the 100 Millionaire Summit has got to be bought every year. Every year we got to renew our vows, renew our commitment to success.
Sylvia, a quick question about inviting guests. So if my wife and I are there, we can invite my friend and his wife?
Yes. You mean to
Got
the
it.
summit?
To the summit, yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's designed for business owners, entrepreneurs, real estate investors, and anyone who is aspiring to become one.
You know, Dorina didn't build her wealth from having 1,000 people or 10,000 people. It was 10 core people, right? Like really core people that she could build a business with. The 100 millionaires, right? 100 core people. You can build relationships with 100 core people to go and do what you're looking to create for yourself. If all you do is make, let's say $10,000, where are my realtors at? 100 like realtors. All right. So let's say the average transaction is $5,000. You get 100 people who buy a house a year, 100 core investors. They buy one house a year. You're talking about $500,000 every year. Hence, Cam for catching this. You don't have to have a lot of relationships. Just have deep relationships with a few really good people. 10 people who buy a house every year. You're talking about 50 grand, right? Come on, that's average income. Like, you don't have to struggle, right? Get rid of that. For like, follow Doreena's system. She never, like, I'm telling you, this woman does not work hard. She is just effective and efficient, right? She just does the right thing. I mean, she would love to say that she works hard. She does put in way too many hours. But that's not what I'm proud of her for. The effective things that she does, the things that make the most money for us, for the company, for each one of you, is that she just connects. She's just like, hey, what are you doing? How are you? What's going on? What do you need? What are you working on? What are your challenges? What do you got? What are you giving away? And she gets inventory from the community, and she just connects people. Absolutely amazing. She makes all her money from referrals. It's insane. Just connecting people to other people. Hands camp, if you know you can do this. You can maximize your income right now just by reaching out with a few people. We're going to hold each other accountable. In this course, there's 39 of us on the call. So each day we're going to put down, yep, I contacted 10 people today, and this was my result. This is what happened. One of those conversations, I guarantee, will be money every day. So you don't have to tell us which 10 you talked to, but drop down that you did talk to 10, and this was the big win, the big result from it.
Hey, quick ad. Great job, Dorena. Always awesome. Love it. One little tweak, little addition to everything is book a meeting if they're local and have a coffee. Like, get face to face again, because when you hang out, like you're at the networking event and you go, oh, great, this was a cool hang, all that, like, actually have a sit down with them and just learn about them. Like, because at the networking event, you're not going to have all the time in the world. Like, Dorena, to your point, brilliant question. What's your story? Love it. And when we can deepen that relationship in person, game changer when you're like having that sit down, that one-on-one. So, I mean, everything is spot on, and so proud of you. You did a great job.
Thank you. Well, Doug, you were the person who were teaching us how to speak publicly, and I took your course, so that helped. Thank you.
Well, thank you. You crushed it. Great job.
Thank you.
I do a lot of networking on LinkedIn. As you probably see, because you're on there quite a bit. I'm on there quite a bit. So I definitely meet a lot of people, talk to a lot of people, probably in the 10 to 20 a day. A lot of the people I talk to are bankers from all over the country trying to find deals that maybe the bank owns or brokers. So, my networking's a little different, but it's all the same. We're all looking for the same thing. So, networking's real important. So I'm just trying to get better at it. So I really appreciate this. This is good.
You. Well, Brian, you did have a question. Do you think it's important to have your photo on the business card?
Yeah.
I don't think it makes a difference, to be honest.
I say yes. I mean, I am all about your face. Your face is your business. If it wasn't, I mean, at this point, maybe I could just put Alchemist Nation as my card and hand that out, because now I've built a platform and a community. But prior to that, man, like, people recognize you and they go through the cards and they're like, oh, I do remember meeting that person. Just realtors, update your cards. Please don't put the face of 5 years ago. They're not going to notice. They're not going to recognize you. It's very important that you're recognized from the person they met, not the marketing.
Yeah, don't put your high school picture on there.
Yeah.
God, too many people do that. One of the things that I actually answered that, to Brian, especially with couples in business, there's something about couples in business, and we have our business card, and we get a lot of interaction with that from us being together. And so it lets them know that we're in business together. It gives a message on another level that we're trustworthy because it's two people. So there's a lot of positives in it. Doesn't mean that if you're alone, you can't, but especially when you're a couple in business, it's a good.
Awesome. Let's give Dorena one more round of applause. Valuable training, valuable resource. She is doing all of this behind the scenes to help us grow more millionaires every year, to make sure each one of you is more successful, which leads me to, let's give you a round of applause because you are committed to your success. You're doing it. You're taking the action steps. You're showing up to these calls, these trainings. What we think about, what we bring about, what we focus on expands. Where we spend our time, what we put into our minds creates and manifests the world that's in front of us. Educating ourselves on how to gain access to more people, the right people, and how to maintain those relationships has to be the number one valuable resource right behind communication. First, learning communication, how to communicate, and then communicating with other people and building those and keeping those relationships is how all money is made. Hands camera, if you understand that. All the money you want is in the hands of other people. We've got to learn how to communicate with them. And then the next step is communicate, follow up, stay in touch with these people, serve them, support them, find a way. Whatever's in their way, you pull it out of the way for them. If there isn't something in their way, you push them along faster. Whatever it takes to help and support your group, your people, your community, your tribe, you do it. And they will eventually reward you. The return on investment gets bigger and better the more you serve your people. So thank each and every one of you. I appreciate the relationships. I love seeing you guys and gals here. And this year, 100 millionaires, we're going to bring 100 millionaires to the summit, and we're going to have 1,000 people in the room. Hands camp if you understand the math. Oh yeah. 100 millionaires in the room with 1,000 people around us. Cheers to your success. We have a choice.
Always work with the best. Thanks so much, guys, for coming here today.